Welcome back to the Tool Crib. Today we're going to be looking at the Irwin Pliers wrenches. So Irwin actually was the first manufacturer that I know of, apart from Knipex, that came out with a pliers wrench. Today there are about 4 or maybe 5 different companies that have their own version of Knipex wonderful pliers wrench. So with Irwin, they make 2 different sizes, and this one is the IRHT 82635, and this one is 636. So this is the 8-inch version. This is the 10-inch version. Now, Knipex doesn't really have one that matches size-wise to the 8-inch. They have their 180s, which are a little over 7-inch, and they're the closest match to the 8-inch. And then they have their 250s, which are the 10-inch version, which are pretty closely matched to the Irwins. Now, Irwin makes a lot of good tools. Especially, I have some of their groove lock pliers. I have a number of their clamps, and that's where they really shine. In fact, one of the best clamps they make is, this is a pretty familiar clamp. It's one that's used in metalwork all the time. This is the 11R by Irwin Vise-Grip. And this is actually, Irwin Vise-Grip was the inventor of this tool. So this is the original Vise clamp. And there's a lot of copycat versions of this tool on the market today, but I've always come back to the Irwin Vise-Grip because I've tried some of the off-brand ones, and they just do not perform as well as the originals. And I probably own in excess of 100 of these between the shop and the tool trailer. We just use them that much. So Irwin is a name that I've trusted for a very long time. Now, with their pliers wrenches, where Knipex uses their dual teeth mechanism here, where the button will engages on both sides as it releases. When it comes back up, it locks into the teeth on both sides of that rail. And so you can set it, but you don't have a quick set on it. Now, I think they have a quick set version of their Cobras, if I'm not mistaken. I have yet to try those, but as far as I know, in the pliers wrenches, they don't yet offer that. With the Irwin Vise-Grips, they have a little bit different mechanism. This is called their groove lock. And so what you have is you have teeth on both sides of the rail. They are ramped on the back side and stepped on the front side. So what that allows you to do with the press of their large button here, you send it back, and you can very rapidly ramp it up to make so that it has a quick adjustment. But once it gets set onto whatever object you're on, then the step back there prevents it from falling back. And so it's a pretty decent design. It's not quite as strong, I don't think, overall as what the Knipex teeth mechanism is, but it works. It has that quick set feature, and that's part of what makes it nice. So you can open these up all the way, set it against your fastener, and then just push it up, lock it in place, and you are good to go. And much like the Knipex version, once you have it set onto whatever you're tightening, you can pretty much just put pressure on the back handle, and it will hold itself in place. So these run pretty nice. They're nice and parallel. I don't think that they're quite on the level of Knipex tools, but what I do like about what Vise-Grip did is they didn't do a copycat version. They did a similar version, which I'm fine with, but they used their own system in order to incorporate it into their pliers wrenches, and I have found them to work pretty well. Now, price-wise is where these really shine, because the 8-inch version is about $20, maybe it's a little bit more than $20. And the 10-inch version is right around $30, $28, I think. So you're basically looking at a little less than half the price of the comparable Knipex. Now, is it half the tool of the Knipex? No, I actually think it's better than half the tool, because they do work really well. Their quality is not quite on par with that of the originals, but you're not getting half the tool for half the money. You're getting more than half the tool for half the money, is my point. So from a cost perspective, I think they work really, really well. So let's go try them out on a few things, and let me show you how they work. So overall, these tools from Irwin work pretty well. I have yet to bring them to a fail point of any kind. They really hold on and grip well. They're nice and parallel. I like the fact that Irwin did it a little bit different in their design by using their groove lock, using their system as opposed to a copycat version of the Knipex, much like we recently looked at the Icon from Harbor Freight. The Icon from Harbor Freight is a really good tool. It's about $40, is a little more expensive than the Irwin, but what I didn't too much care for was the fact that they copycatted it so close to the Knipex. In fact, for the novice, a lot of people could actually probably confuse this for the true Knipex pliers wrenches. The Irwins, again, are about half the price, but they do work really well. And like I said, I've yet to bring it to a fail point. So this is a very good option for a budget pliers wrench when you're looking for something that will work like the Knipex pliers wrenches, which are, I'll still contend, are one of the best hand tools that's been put on the market in the last 25 or 30 years. And Irwin Vise-Grip does their own version. Now, if there's one criticism of this, you'll notice that in the handles, Knipex kind of contour this to fit better with your hand. The only complaint really that I have with the Irwin Vise-Grips is they use the straight handles and they don't kick them at all. And so when you're getting onto a fastener, for most part, if you're close on the pivot down here where it's tightening as you're getting the handles closed, it's fine. But if you find yourself where you're gripped out here and you're locked onto your fastener or whatever you're gripping on, then the handles stand apart a little bit wide for my taste. So I mean, there is adjustments where you can bring them down, but you don't get quite as strong a grip. And sometimes you can land right in between where you need to be. And so this is the only thing that I really do not care for with the Irwins, is that they have the straight handles as opposed to the more contoured. I wish they would have kind of bent this so that when they get to their closed position that they were more, maybe kick this out and then bend it down so they were a little bit more parallel when they're at their fully closed position. I think that might have worked a little bit better for them. But overall, the quality is pretty good. So again, a nice budget option for someone who's looking for pliers wrenches but doesn't want to spend the money for the Knipex. I'll leave links down below for both the pliers wrenches. In fact, I think they're on the same page, and as well as a number of other Irwin tools, especially in their clamps. I will stand by the Irwin Vise clamps. I've used them for 20 plus years, and these are absolutely my favorite. So there's a lot of good tools to check out from Irwin Vise-Grips. My name is Ben. You've been watching the Texas Tool Crib. I appreciate you watching, and I'll see you in the next one.